It's very difficult to transition out of these just heart-wrenching stories. But I do want to pick up the final just few minutes of the program here while we're all together at the We Care for Rare virtual summit celebrating myositis science and patient stories. Um, I'm going to screen share just a couple more slides here as we bring it home. You know, eventually I will screen share them. Here we come. Okay, so again, thank you to Lindsay for that presentation. And I just want to underscore, I really wish we had been able to be together on the campus of America's Research Hospital at NIH for that testimony. Just like the myositis science posters that we virtualized earlier, being together on Zoom is the next best thing. And we're really grateful that each of you joined us today. And I just want to harken back to the myositis agenda. We'll put a link in the chat, but it's so important that we come together, as Lindsay illustrated, to support the scientists, clinicians, and teams that are advancing our knowledge, as we touched on. We're also advocating for the reauthorization of the Rare Pediatric Disease Priority Review Voucher Program and the Accelerating Kids Access to Care Act. These efforts have been supported with broad, even unanimous support in past Congresses, and these are very important initiatives to our JM families and our Cure JM Foundation friends. Speaking of additional nonprofit friends, TMA urges continued productive nonprofit partnerships with federal agencies, including NIH and FDA. Families work with private nonprofit organizations like ours. At TMA, we fill critical research funding gaps, and this can be a win. Private funding can significantly supplement federal appropriations and enhance government efficiency. We, with all of you, want to bring about a better research ecosystem with policies that incentivize rare drug development, noting again the importance here of incentives like priority review, vouchers, the Orphan Drug Act, but also allowing industry to innovate more easily on clinical trial design. In myositis, we'd love to have trials that evaluate outcome measures that actually reflect clinician experience and patient priorities. And finally, the myositis agenda led by TMA calls for expanding access to therapies and potential treatments. And so thank you to Lindsay and John, not just for sharing today, but also for standing with us in the halls of our federal buildings on Capitol Hill to bring these priorities front and center in front of our legislative decision makers. And all of you can help us in this work by contributing to TMA's giving campaign on Rare Disease Day. We are seeking to raise $5,000 from 50 donors for TMA's scholarship fund. We know that attending TMA's patient conference now in its 30th year can be a transformative and life-changing experience. Many of you on the call have shared that, in fact, that was your exact experience at the conference. So if you have the means to give back, we would certainly appreciate that, and we'll put the link in the chat. Now it is my pleasure to welcome a colleague from NORD for some closing remarks, and I'm going to throw it all the way back before we wrap up for the day by reflecting on the year 1993. Zoom was barely a glimmer in anyone's eye at that time, I think, but that is when TMA was founded by the woman you see on the screen, Betty Curry, living with inclusion body myositis. And she established TMA with NORD's help. Together, they pulled together a list of 16 patients. We had, gosh, about 25 times that number just here today at the We Care for Rare Summit. And so we're really grateful to NORD for supporting TMA's origins 32 years ago. We've been a proud NORD member ever since, and we're very proud today to welcome NORD's Director of Membership, Alli Ward, who has been with us during the summit and will share some closing remarks. Alli, thank you so much for being with us. Over to you.
Well, thank you, Paula. This has been a wonderful day. This is so many powerful messages from Lindsay and others, and a tough one to follow. I am just honored to be here today and have the opportunity to wrap up this impactful afternoon. As we heard many times today, more than 30 million people in the US are living with rare diseases. There are 300 million people worldwide. 1 in 10 Americans are living with rare diseases. But these are not just numbers, these are people. NORD is the US sponsor of the Rare Disease Day, and the goal of Rare Disease Day is to bring awareness to this important community. One thing that resonated with me today, Dr. Machado said, rare is more than just a number. Rare is a superpower. As a cancer survivor, I often felt like I was just one of millions with cancer. How could I possibly make a difference as just one person? NORD's tagline is Alone we are rare, together we are strong. Today, with this event, the Myositis community on Rare Disease Day is bringing together the voices of the rare community. All patients, caregivers, and those that advocate for this community are part of a movement. The 50 to 70,000 people with myositis can join the entire rare disease community to amplify our voices and affect real change. Your voice and your story matters. On the NORD website, we have a section for Faces of Rare, and we want you to share your pictures to show that you are living with a rare disease. We just launched a program available to our member organizations to help the community advocate and affect policy on the state and federal level. The Cura Advocacy Academy is a 90-minute course that shares how you as one person can advocate for more research and bring the needs of this community to life. The Cura Advocacy Academy is available to all of the myositis community. You will get links to the NORD website and the Cura Advocacy Academy in follow-up emails. We want everyone to take advantage of this resource that is being offered to members of our community. Today, we heard from investigators who are dedicated to this community. Patients and care partners shared their experiences and the effects of living with a rare disease. It is very important that we continue to share our stories and show that our experiences are important. This will not only affect those with rare diseases, but will help everyone with a medical condition. Again, alone we are rare, together we are strong. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alli. Very well said. And again, we so appreciate the partnership with NORD and everything that you and your colleagues do to support those of us in rare. Many hundreds of organizations belong to NORD, representing more than 7,000 rare diseases. And it's days like today, Rare Disease Day, that give us a focal point to bring more attention to all of us and to what we experience. So thank you all so much for attending today's We Care for Rare Summit, celebrating myositis science and patient stories on Rare Disease Day. I will be carrying today in my heart for the days, weeks, and months to come in our work at TMA, at MIRA, and at Nori's Fight. We will remember all of you and continue to work very hard on behalf of you.